Indian economic updates. In the wake of the recent terrorist attack in Pahalgam, Jammu and Kashmir, that claimed the lives of 26 Indian tourists, New Delhi is stepping up economic pressure on Pakistan by targeting indirect trade routes. The incident has reignited public and political calls to sever all remaining commercial ties, particularly those occurring through third-party nations. Despite near-frozen diplomatic relations, India's exports to Pakistan surged by 127% in 2024, reaching $1.21 billion, a significant jump from $530.91 million in 2023. In contrast, Pakistan's exports to India stood at under $1 million, making the bilateral trade overwhelmingly one-sided. Pakistan, which had suspended formal trade with India after the abrogation of Article 370 in 2019, has increasingly relied on Indian goods for essential commodities like pharmaceuticals, cotton, chemicals, food grains, and machinery. These products often reach Pakistan via indirect routes through third countries like the UAE, Singapore, and Oman, where goods are relabeled in bonded warehouse to obscure their Indian origin. A report by the Global Trade Research Initiative, GTRI, estimates that over $10 billion worth of Indian goods enter Pakistan annually through such backdoor channels, nearly 10 times the volume of direct trade. India is now collecting detailed data on these rerouted exports, with plans to tighten regulatory controls and restrict such indirect trade. The Confederation of All India Traders has also announced a complete cessation of business with Pakistan, reflecting growing domestic resolve. These steps mark a strategic shift in India's economic diplomacy, using trade restrictions as a tool to combat cross-border terrorism and send a clear message that acts of violence will carry tangible economic consequences.
You do admit, sir, that Pakistan has had a long history of backing and supporting and training and funding these terrorist organizations.
Well, we have been doing this dirty work for the United States for about 3 decades, and West, including Britain.
So that's your argument.
On 7th May 2025, India launched Operation Sindoor, conducting airstrikes on 9 sites in Pakistan and Pakistan-administered Kashmir. This action was in retaliation for a terrorist attack in Pahalgam on 22nd April, which killed 26 people, mostly Indian tourists. India targeted alleged terrorist infrastructure. However, Pakistan reported 8 civilian deaths and 35 injuries, labeling the strikes an act of war and claiming to have shot down 5 Indian fighter jets. The economic repercussions are significant, particularly for Pakistan. Moody's ratings warned that escalating tensions could hinder Pakistan's economic growth, disrupt fiscal consolidation, and strain foreign exchange reserves. Pakistan's economy, already reliant on IMF support, faces increased vulnerability due to its weak fundamentals and limited external financing options. In contrast, India's economy is expected to remain relatively stable, with limited direct economic ties to Pakistan. However, increased defense spending may impact India's fiscal consolidation efforts. The BSE Sensex and NSE Nifty 50 experienced minor declines following the conflict, reflecting investor caution. The conflict has also led to the suspension of trade and visa agreements between the two nations, further straining economic relations. International leaders, including UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres and US officials, have called for restraint to prevent further escalation. Overall, while both countries face economic challenges due to the conflict, Pakistan's economy is more adversely affected, given its existing vulnerabilities and reliance on external support. As US President Donald Trump completed his first 100 days in office, the world closely examined the early contours of his administration's domestic and foreign policy shifts. Marked by bold executive orders, controversial immigration policies, and a focus on economic nationalism, Trump's initial days have redefined the traditional script of American governance. On the foreign front, Trump's America First rhetoric reshaped global alliances. His withdrawal from the Trans-Pacific Partnership, tough stance on China, and emphasis on bilateral trade created uncertainty but also opened doors for recalibrated international relations. India, watching keenly, recognized both opportunities and challenges in Trump's evolving global vision. For New Delhi, Trump's assertive approach to counter-terrorism and his administration's willingness to identify Pakistan-based terror groups as global threats was a diplomatic win. Furthermore, the US continued strategic engagement with India, including defense cooperation and Indo-Pacific security dialogue, underscored the importance of India in Washington's long-term regional calculations. However, concerns surfaced over Trump's tightening of H-1B visa norms, a move that could directly impact India's $150 billion IT services sector and thousands of Indian tech professionals. The uncertainty surrounding trade policies and America's inward economic turn also posed questions for India's export-driven businesses. In sum, Trump's first 100 days brought seismic changes to Washington's playbook. For India, the period highlighted the need for nuanced diplomacy, balancing shared security interests with economic pragmatism in a rapidly shifting geopolitical landscape. While Trump's populist policies introduced uncertainty, they also opened avenues for India to assert its role as a regional power and a key US partner in Asia. Under the Modi government, Indian Railways has undergone a remarkable transformation, bringing significant improvements to the sector. From launching high-speed trains to modernizing railway stations, the changes have greatly enhanced passenger comfort and convenience, leading to a notable surge in train travel. In 2024 to 2025, Indian Railways achieved record-breaking earnings of approximately 2.7 lakh rupees crore, the highest in its history, with substantial revenue from both freight and passenger segments. According to official data, around 735 crore passengers travelled by train last year, a 6% increase from the previous year. Freight movement also rose, with 1,617 million tons transported, up from 1,591 million tons in 2023 to 24. Freight revenue reached 1.75 lakh rupees crore, while passenger fare earnings stood at 75,500 crore rupees. To meet growing demands, the railways ran 44,408 additional goods trains and added 41,929 new wagons. Of the 7,133 coaches manufactured, 4,601 were non-AC and 2,533 were AC, reflecting efforts to support low and middle-income travelers. Railways continue to play a vital role in reducing logistics costs and strengthening nationwide supply chains.